It's been a hot minute. How are y'all? I have a thing that I'm doing with the ae86 today. Bonnet is up. It is not for the engine. I actually have something else. Ah, look at that. Coilovers instead of choppy stockies. Now I can put big wheel on and camber and all that sort of fun stuff. But I've got to pull them apart and have a look, see what I got. Because these shock absorbers in here aren't particularly great, and I don't think these ones are either, so I'll have to see which one's better, which one's worse, and see what I can use. But yeah. Alright, so we're going to do the driver's side first, because easier, and I like the driver's side to be nice and all good. So we've got factory tops here. I don't know if you can see it, look at that, king springs in there. And get them out. So we're going to pull this wheel off. While that's off, probably going to give it a bit of a clean up too, because it's a bit dirty from the brake dust. But this is why we clear our wheels, because oh, doesn't that come up just beautiful. Alright, so first things first, take this brake caliper off. Now it is still attached by the line up there, but we're going to cut the bracket off of there so that it will come free, and I'm going to have to undo this because the other one doesn't have the mount on it. So that mounting tab is gone. So we're just going to cut this one and forget about it. Zip tie it up to the other one so it stays out of the way. Next step, we're going to have to get this cover off and undo the spindle nut. Alright, so this is our spindle nut. You got the cap and you got the split pin and the cover, and then we just find the right size nut for here, because I don't remember if it's a 21. There we go, it's a 22. So we'll put the breaker bar on there, because this isn't an axle, the car won't spin, so we'll put the breaker bar on there and crack that one off. So yeah, you're not really supposed to over tighten bearings, but this was literally just the weight of the breaker bar. Just undid that, so it might be a little bit loose, but I mean that's good. I do also have new bearings for this, but I don't know whether I want to do them now, but it doesn't sound like there's a bad bearing, so I mean there is a bit of noise actually. Do I bother getting new bearings in there? I don't think I do. I'm just going to do this and then I'm going to do the bearings later. This isn't a hard job, so. Now that we've got that spindle nut off, that's the inner bearing, and then we just, like so. That's your spindle, your bolts to put the backing plate on, you got another bearing in there, and a seal, just a dust seal, so not super important, but good to keep the life of these nice and long, so we'll keep that as it is, I think, because I don't have another one of these seals at the moment, so, or I might do, there might be one in the kit, I'll have a look. Alright, so our next steps are to get those two bolts, this one and the one on the other side, off, and then we can get the top 3 bolts out, and this shock absorber will, or this whole assembly will come out all on its own. And we can just take those 14s off, put them on the coilover side, and bolt everything back up on that one. So yeah, it'll be nice. This one's pretty bad. You can see how bad it's been leaking in here, so I think I'm up for some new struts. And again, like I said, it's not particularly hard. You just undo the top nuts, drop it down a bit, undo those 2 bolts, comes out. It's like a 40-minute job to do both sides. Like it's not hard. Alright, so those 2 are out, and now it is just these ones left to go. This is really awkward to do one-handed, but like that. So it's in there, and this, if we push down on that, should come free from up there. I might have to loosen off the control arm one so it will drop down properly. And that's basically all that's holding it in place at the moment, so yeah, we'll see. Alright, and this is as full deconstructed as it gets for me today, I think. Put that one on there. Make sure that all lines up nicely. And we'll put those bolts in there and start assembling this one. Alright, so these coilovers definitely designed with roll center adjusters in mind, because damn, that is one level looking coilover, and I want to drop that down and sort that out. Also have to get some power steering knuckles at some point. Got the top in. These camber bolts, like the adjuster bolts, they're a bit too big. They reach all the way through, and they've been touching on the top hat on this side. So I assume that's probably why he was like, oh, they make a horrible noise. So got some new hardware, some shorter ones that are fresh with some fresh washers. We're gonna put them in and set the camber. See how I feel about it and play around with it. But ultimately, I'm gonna have to get myself some roll center adjusters, because it's gonna have some bump steel like crazy. So yeah. Alright, and wheel is on. Big gap under the ground. I like a big gap under the ground. It's not all the way tucked. But it looks like there's probably a bit of camber in it now. So we'll have a look what it looks like on the ground. Oh yeah, she's got some camber in it now. So let's go straighten up this wheel a bit. And as you can see, it's a little bit lower than before. We got some camber on it, not a stupid amount, just enough. I'm gonna have to get spacers, or wider wheels, or modify these ones. But I don't hate the look of that. But I think definitely some spacers. That's the problem with these 86 cards, they're massive. They'll fit big wheels under them. Well, big for the size of car that this is anyway. There you go. I could probably lower that maybe another ½ an inch. That's maybe even just leave it at that height, because the back ones are tucking a little bit, but the body line on this car goes down when it slopes forward. So yeah, it's looking good. So one side done, one side not done. Let's do this side, get it done, get it sorted, and we can start playing with heights and stuff like that, see how I feel about things. Alright, so because I got the other one in before I could show you all, this is what I mean by those bolts are too long. They fell on here, so if you got a nice, there you go, that's that squeak right across the top of this top hat. So we go the shorter Allen heads, and they don't protrude out of there. We get the nice grip without the and these have been all greased to try and stop that noise, I guess. But yeah, we just change them out and they'll be fine. Alright, and now my favourite part, let's go test drive it. Old car things. Piece of shit. Alright, so yeah, took it for a drive. Drives reasonably well. The camber tops, the pillow balls in them, they're a touch worn out, so you do get a slight knock on like big bumps and stuff like that. Otherwise they drive great. They actually drive better than the choppies, so like both for handling, for steering, for comfort, it's an overall better experience. So yeah, I'm quite stoked with how they turned out. I might rebuild them. I might just get new coilovers later down the track, but for now, like the next time I go to the track, they're going to actually help me be able to drift, because I did chuck it around a bit on the way home, and yeah, just the steering response is so much better already, and I've only got tiny little 13s up front and 14s in the rear, so normally it would want to try and push, but it's already driving better. So I get my 13s back on the back and get some decent tyres on the front and go for a drive, and yeah, hopefully it goes alright. But unfortunately I won't be able to get it done this week. There is an event on which a friend is driving, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be ready for that. I've got a bunch of other stuff going on too, so I think the next video or two we're going to start to see the 32 start getting done. I did buy racking for it today. Tomorrow I'm going to go buy some tubs and stuff like that so I can put the parts in it. So yeah, there's a lot going on. I might try and do the coil on plug conversion to the 86 as well. Finally finish that one off, and then that way I can rob the parts off of that to make the ae92 good. Because old cars, I tell ya. Anyway, peace out. See you on the next one. Have fun.